Okay, so I have gone out of my way in video marketing to try to reach people in terms of passing on the simple concept that it's a good idea to save a portion of your money in gold and then earn commissions when you refer other people to open a gold savings account and save money. But it's not a very catchy concept. A lot of people, I'm not very successful in my video marketing, I'm not very successful in this business. Um, and I say that just to be honest in the fact that the average person does not understand what it means to own gold bullion. I mean, it's okay for Fort Knox to have gold bullion, but it's not okay for you to own the same thing. 5 years ago, the opportunity to do that wasn't even available. You had to have $1 million in order to even think about it. And today, you have the option with only 60 US dollars to acquire gold bullion. But, the poor person, the average person, just doesn't see that as value. So, what's the solution in terms of reaching people? What's the solution in terms of owning a business? Because I'm in the money business. So, when you own a business, you have to find ways to reach customers. Now, my initial thought was if I explain the value behind owning gold and I reach out to people based on the fact that gold bullion is an asset to back up paper money against inflation, that would make sense to people and they would be interested in doing it. But again, people who are super rich have always backed up their money with gold. Um, you take $1 million, you go to a broker, the broker goes to a refinery, and then the refinery mints gold bullion and then puts it in an offshore vault. Now, this exact same process is what I describe, what I talk about, what I say is available to anyone over 18 that really has $60 and wants to convert it into a bullion gold bar. So, what is the key in terms of understanding that value? Or I should say, because the average poor person, the average Joe, now has the opportunity to do that, why is that a concept that is just not popular with the average person? I mean, before it wasn't available. 5 years ago, it wasn't even an option. But today it's an option. You can save a portion of your money in gold. It will protect you against inflation because gold is another form of currency and it's a hedge to back up paper money. But everybody says, all I want is paper money. Like, why should I buy gold? Everybody says it doesn't make sense to own gold. You can't buy a pair of shoes with gold. And all of that is disinformation. All of that is just not true. So I asked the question, what is the key to having average people do something that rich people have always done? What is the key to getting the average person to understand the importance of backing up paper money with a secondary option? It's kind of like if you have only one credit card and that credit card is reaching its limit and about to decline. When it does decline, the only thing the merchant is going to say is, do you have a secondary payment option? Well, if you don't have anything other than cash, the answer to that question is no. But everybody says, well, cash will never die out. The purchasing power of the US dollar will never change. But there's economic conditions going on right now that says otherwise. And when I say that, I say it to mean that uh, we are spending and doing things that caused the 2007 crash to happen. We're still doing the same things as an economic policy and as a government. Um, Nothing has changed. Um, the bubble that caused 2007 to happen was a mathematical reaction. And guess what? Because we haven't changed any of our monetary policies, that bubble will happen again, just in other sectors. Okay? So to pretend like everything is all good, nothing's going to change, is to be naive, given the fact that our monetary policies have not changed. So, knowing that, I always encourage people, hey, why not just have a backup plan? You know, gold can be your backup plan. It will allow you to have a secondary payment option because gold is money. Gold is currency. And gold has historically been used to back up money. It was only 1971 that gold was removed from the US dollar. There was a time when money first started that gold was actually a claim note to what, I'm sorry, paper money was actually a claim note to what gold you had on deposit in a bank. So now I'm suggesting that people say, or that people take the choice and make the decision to say, I'm going to put gold bullion in a vault. And then I'm going to go back to the original method and really get into having gold on deposit. But I'm telling you, the average person is very negative towards gold. I think society has programmed that response. Everybody feels like cash is king, and they act as if owning gold is negative and that it can hurt you by taking $60 and turning it into a gold bullion and having that gold bullion bar in your hands, like when Greece happens. You know, if you have gold bullion and Greece happens, there's no reason to run to the bank. Excuse me. So, I mean, I do a lot of studying. I do a lot of familiarization with our monetary system. And I try to project different knowledge and different things based on what I studied. And everything that somebody projects to you or exposes you to can be verified through your own due diligence. You know, that's the number one thing that's talked about in investing on a traditional source. They always say make sure you check the perspective and you do due diligence before you invest in stock A, stock B, so on and so forth. So the same concept applies. And, you know, I just reach out to you guys, not in the sense of capitalism for myself, but honestly, the nature of being in the money business means the product itself helps you more than it helps me. What that means is by you owning gold in your hands, that product backs up your future, creates an asset that you can will to your children, and creates a physical item in your hand, a tangible asset in your hand that only helps you. When you buy the gold, it's minted for you, it's serial numbered to you, and it is yours. So you're not spiting me by not doing business with me, nor are you doing a disservice to yourself by purchasing money or owning gold.